How would you respond to that request for Georgian arms?
I would respond differently. So let me state my position. First of all, I think we will give them the $1 billion. Congress is for it. Both presidential candidates are for it. I'm pretty sure we'll give them the $1 billion. So we'll simply increase our stake in a healthy, democratic Georgia. But as I said earlier, if it's totally vulnerable and it can be pushed over like a house of cards by a few tanks because they're defenseless, then it's a risky course because, in effect, we're almost tempting the Russians to do that. And the consequences will not be just felt in terms of Georgia. It will be the Baku-Ceyhan pipeline. It will be Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan will be destabilized very quickly thereafter. So I would give them some arms, but I would be very careful about what I would give them. I would give them, for example, a considerable degree of assistance in anti-tank weaponry, in anti-air weaponry. Not weaponry with which they can stage a unilateral invasion of southern Ossetia or Abkhazia and thereby provoke the Russians again, but enough weaponry to make it clear to the Russian military and to the Russian government that an attempt to take over Georgia would be costly and would produce a military confrontation which, would then create an international reaction, etc., etc., etc. Because what I'm worried about is that this last incident stopped with the Russian troops 25 miles from Tbilisi. And it stopped largely because there was a large-scale international reaction against it. But will they be so restrained next time if there is something that happens? So I think some prudent, very carefully calibrated assistance to the Georgians for defensive security makes sense, but done in a fashion that doesn't give the Georgians any capacity to start their own aggressive initiatives.